Welcome back to Conscious Living Labs. I'm Luc. This week we're gonna talk about another of our favorite foods at home, sauerkraut. We love all fermented foods. They are very yummy and also they are very good for you in many ways. But when it comes to sauerkraut, most of us only know the cooked version of it, where unfortunately you've already killed all the good bacteria in it. I mean, it's yummy, but it doesn't bring you much. So the best way to eat your sauerkraut is sprinkled on your salad, or actually just like that. Originally, lacto-fermentation was a way to preserve food without the need of a fridge. We actually got mention of this process 200 BC in Asia, and it's been brought back to us through invasions and different exchange. And today, in the light of science, we know that fermented food and sauerkraut are amazing to rebuild a compromised gut microbiome. It's also known to help to rebuild a good immune system and supporting all detoxifying processes in the body. But one of the main things is that it's loaded with enzyme. To digest well, you need enzymes. And our food today is very much depleted in these enzymes because of processes and cooking and all those transformations. And adding just a little bit of sauerkraut in your diet would completely counteract those effects, because actually just a pinch of sauerkraut got all the enzymes you need. So now you might tell me, well, all of that sounds great, but where do I find sauerkraut? I'll tell you, well, that's actually a very good question, because most of what you can find in the stores are either very pricey and in small jars, or they're actually already cooked and, well, you lose all the benefits from it. So I'll tell you, well, the best idea would be to actually make your own. It's actually one of the easiest things to do and you don't need much. So I made you a little video of the last time we actually made a batch of sauerkraut. Like that you can just see how easy it is. So here we go. I made this one with 7 kilos of green cabbage and another 1.5 kilos of red cabbage. So you want to weight all your ingredients before you chop it, because you're gonna need to know exactly what amount of salt you're gonna put in it afterwards. So then the process is very simple. You just chop and grate very finely, either grate or slice very finely your ingredients. And you can do this type of lacto-fermentation with pretty much any root veg. Yeah, we did turnip or black radish, and it really worked well and very mature all those flavors. I choose to use a big bucket to make that batch because we had a lot of cabbage. So when you got all your weight, you want to put aside the right amount of salt, 10 grams per kilo of vegetables. So here's the processes to transform the red cabbage as well. Then what you want to do when you grated everything, you want to mix the salt in the cabbage. So you want to stir and malax quite a bit all the salt evenly mixed in all that, and you press it for the juice to come out of it. And you're gonna let it wait like that for about half an hour. And in half an hour you're gonna have all the juice that came out of it, and then you can jar it. The old way of jarring it would be to have a big pot and you put a weight on it to keep everything under the liquid. Another way I love to use, because it's very easy, is those jars with the caoutchouc lid, which make the air able to come out but not go back in. So when the fermentation processes happen, you're gonna have all the gas from the fermentation that push the air out of the pot, which keep it an anaerobic fermentation. So that works perfectly fine for us. With those jars we never had any problem, and we do that for quite a while now. So you want to not put too much of it. You want to keep 2 or 3 centimeters at the top of your pot when you fill up your jars, because when the fermentation happen, it tends to to raise a bit in the pot and push some of the liquid out. And when you're done with your jar, you're gonna let it wait for 2 or 3 weeks, up to a month. We like it after a month. And for the fermentation to happen, you want to put them in a plate in case that spillage of liquid happen. So here is a month-old pot, so you see that the color of the cabbage completely went whiter, and I've put a leaf on top to keep everything down, all the little bits of cabbage down. The leaf could be chopped and eaten as well. So here you got it, and it's something that is very easy, that you hardly can mess up. When you put those 10 grams of salt per kilo of vegetables that you prepare, the only things that you want to look at when you open the pot is if there is any growth of mold or any black stuff on top. That's where it's been compromised. And generally it's only compromised on the top. If it ever happens, you can scoop out all the top layer with a bit of good ones underneath, and then you smell it. First you smell it. If it smells that sour flavor, that's perfectly fine. It means that it's good, and then you taste it. And generally you hardly can miss a batch. Like it's very, very easy and straightforward process. It's something that could look a little intimidating for some people at the beginning, but just go along and look at another couple of videos of people making it, and you'll see what are the common points, what to look for and things like that. And literally go for it. I mean, it's not for the price of the ingredients, and compared to the amazingness of what you bring in your diet, really it's something to try and to go for. So that's it for today, and until next time, have a fantastic week. Bye!
If you enjoyed this video, then share it with someone who needs to hear it. And make sure you subscribe to our channel below to get our weekly videos. See you next time!